Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Sada's Green Life. I really hope you all are safe, healthy and happy. As you've already seen in the thumbnail, this video is about my cafe store, Earthlings Cafe. Unfortunately, I've been meaning to do this for a very long time, but somehow it wasn't happening. And now, if you all follow me on Instagram, you definitely know that the cafe is closing. Before we close doors for everybody and this place no longer would belong to me, I thought I'll do this store because more than anything else, it's more like for my memory, you know, something that whenever I would like to see it, I can come back and see this video. So I'm doing this store. I thought I'll take you all through the entire cafe. Let's go. So for people who've already visited Earthlings and who've seen the place, they know everything about it except for probably the kitchen. But for those who haven't seen and have been requesting me to do a tour of the cafe, here I am. This place that you see, the entire green spot that welcomes everyone in the cafe was never like that. It was a very barren and no plants, nothing when I came in. You know, I love plants. So the first thing I did was, you know, have all these lovely palms and all kinds of plants and made this like a green spot from where we enter. That's our board. Once we enter the space, we have this outdoor sitting space, which actually is the main sitting area for us. This is exactly why I took this space also, because in Mumbai the culture is more of sitting outdoors and, you know, chilling in the outside space. So I think this is the place that I felt would be nice. We have about 8 tables here, 4 big and 4 small, and we've arranged like multiple this thing. Some have 3 chairs, some have 4 chairs. Again, everything, like there was no interior designer involved in the making of this cafe. So everything, right from finding the vendors to getting the thing made, everything, it was me and my mother that were involved into making of this place. So yeah, a lot of hard work, a lot of hard work, which is why I think when people say, why don't you just shift to another place or why don't you open another outlet, it is not that easy. It takes a lot of effort, especially because I'm not somebody who can just give it to someone else and say, okay, design it and make it. I want like my vibes into the place. So that is tough, which is why I think it will take some time. Again, lots of hanging plants here, lots of money plants, lots of plants on this wall, which we could see from the other side as well. Now here we have another outlet. Ever since I've come, I've seen at least 3 different people coming and taking this place. COVID, so it was entirely shut. Probably I'm the only one who in this entire place did not give up during the pandemic. A lot of the shops and outlets in this area basically closed down. Yeah, so there's this new place that has come here very recently. We have a partition for, you know, like privacy, if that is even a right word. Now this entire thing is actually a duct. Like when I came in, there was another outlet over here. They had the exhaust fan, like the outlet of the exhaust coming right here, you know, so anything you cook inside you can smell, and you know, all of that tadka vadka, everything would be very smelly in this section, which is why we got this entire thing made and made sure that it goes out and doesn't disturb our guests. That is it. This is the place that we have. Momo is not here. Momo is gone out for a walk, but that's a little doll that I had put with a tag saying, please don't touch me if I'm sleeping. Thank you, Momo. Because with Momo, if he's fast asleep and somebody comes and wakes him up, he'll start asking for food. You know, like first 6 months, and I realized he was getting fatter and fatter by the day because the amount of intake he had was enormous, which is why I put this. So if he would be sleeping, I requested the guests not to go and wake him up. This thing always is here. And And this is basically my table. Like when I would be here for 12 hours initially, like the first year, and then pandemic happened. After pandemic, when it opened, the staff was a new staff completely. I was here for almost 12 hours every single day, and this would be my place. Like I would be sitting here chilling the entire time. This is again a partition which was made similar to like what our chairs decor was. So this and this we got made, and here we have space for our like there's a restroom out here, there is a wash basin out here. Again, this was in such a bad condition. Like we had to do everything, from the tiling to the counter, even the restroom. It was very, very bad. All the tiling, everything we had to change. Now this side, there was nothing actually. It was like completely open. The reason I had to put this green wall is because we have a vet. Though I love animals, you all know about it. And the vet is also very, very helpful and very kind. The only reason, because if somebody is eating here and if there is some very badly injured animal, like a really seriously injured animal walks in, it would be little difficult or uncomfortable for the guest, which is why we had to do it. Otherwise, there was no such problem. There is a pet salon also here, and it was actually good, to see like cute cats, puppies, dogs coming in. But just for that one-off incident, I had to do this. So this is a huge green wall, again with some live plants that are hanging from above. A board which would have our like a weekend special menu or something that we introduced, newly in our menu. That would come up on the board. Now though, obviously, we are leaving the place. So there is a bye-bye note over there. Yeah. Let's go inside. So I got this thing painted. Good food, good mood, because I feel the kind of food that you eat has a lot of impact on your overall being, which is why this quote was written here. And we had a person who came and just hand painted like let's talk over coffee and little elements here and there just to make the glass look a little better. Then we have this indoor section which is very small. So obviously this is an AC section, and luckily even if this would be vacant, people would prefer sitting outside because like I said, the vibe in the outside section is more like greens and momo and all of that. So people would prefer sitting outside than inside. So I think this was more than enough for us. And the kind of, you all know, right? Like veganism, when I started 4 years ago, it was not very popular. So I was not very sure if a lot of people would even come and check out this place. I thought only vegans would come, but luckily for us, a lot of our customers are actually non-vegans, and they come here and they enjoy the food. So yeah, I didn't want to go over the board and take a bigger place and then not know how to sustain it, which is why we thought we'll take this. Yeah, so a small inside section with a bench there, tables here, 2 tables here, 1 table on this side. There is this 1 table on this side which is 2 chairs. Now this is something that we got, I think after a year, this fridge, because earlier we would source our desserts from outside. There was a vegan baker who would make desserts and send for us. But then later on, like I said, I would be here for 12 hours every day. Started experimenting in our kitchen only, and exactly the same stuff what we were outsourcing, we started making ourselves. Now since we are closing, like today and tomorrow are the only 2 days that we are open, so we are not making too much of desserts. We have some Snicker bars, which was so popular, like it was one of our best sellers. We would make it in-house. Then we have some walnut and banana muffins, again made with whole wheat flour and jaggery. Then we have apple cinnamon cake, again whole wheat flour, jaggery and some almonds on top. Then our brownie, very, very popular brownie with chocolate chips and walnuts. And then the dark chocolate cake, one of the best sellers, chocolate ganache cake. Now chocolate ganache cake is something that we started out the first item, and it kind of just it went so popular in like less than no time that it's still one of the best sellers. So that is it. Now the stock is very less because like I said, today and tomorrow, and we need to wind up everything, so we are not making anything too much. There used to be a blueberry cheesecake also, vegan blueberry cheesecake. How exciting! Again, a very popular item. Oh shit, I have messed up my outfit. Like, so when I would be here, in the kitchen and all, I would wear an apron. Like this keeps happening. So I have some chocolate on my dress. Doesn't matter. Again, Vegan Food Awards 2019 by PETA. This is a little like a cashier counter which my service boy uses, this machine, all that. Some green tea powders that we had, which were again very popular. Each and every green tea leaves would really sell. They all were different flavors, but then we stopped stocking it from the last month, thinking that we wouldn't be able to finish that 1 kg pack. Even if I think of taking it back home, I wouldn't be able to finish so much, so we kind of stopped ordering. So yeah, that is it. Now comes the place where all the magic would happen. It's again a very small kitchen, something that I think a lot of people would be surprised to see, that over 100 items. Literally, our menu is so extensive. We had like over 120 items, but the kitchen space was so small that it would sometimes, you know, crash, like with multiple orders, multiple tables, and like no matter how much I wanted, I wouldn't be able to go beyond a certain number of people in the kitchen, because obviously lack of space. But the orders would be really overwhelming, but we managed it all, I think. So yeah, that is a little kitchen with fridge, freezers, the racks. There's another big fridge here, freezer here, some multiple ovens, coffee machine. So I had these multiple frames. I didn't know what kind of decor I should do in such a small place. Like, I wanted it to be minimal. So I thought of taking quotes of people who have already gone vegan. Some of them are not vegan now, I believe. Now about the kitchen, I would like to say that there have been times where I was only left with one boy, the main chef, and myself. Everybody else just quit one fine day. This was like, I think 2 or 3 months after we started, and I had no idea about recipes at all. My only focus used to be like attending the guests, you know, going talking to them. And suddenly I was left with just one boy, and I came in the morning and I saw that the staff is left. They took the salary and they left. And I remember that phase when I've done washing the utensils, I've done serving the staff, I've done cooking for people. Like me and that one boy, we managed, I think, everything by ourselves for a week. It was monsoons. I still remember it would rain and it was a chaos. But that was the kind of, you know, love and passion I had, or I still have. Unfortunately, we are not going to be able to continue over here, but maybe in the next few months, or maybe after a year or so, I'll reconsider the idea of coming up. My only reason why I'm being, you know, why I'm not able to go out and reopen or restart it elsewhere is because I know the kind of pain I have taken to establish this. I don't come from an F&B background. I don't come from a business background. I'm an artist, you know, I've never done this. For me to start something from a scratch, to put like each and every single thing, right from getting the billing thing done, softwares and all, I literally had no help. Google was the only way I could find, you know, people, vendors. So it was a lot of hard work back then. And now after it was pretty much on auto mode for the last 1 year, where I could be out, do my thing, and, you know, still have this running, was a very big deal for me. So after that, now I think to like start from the scratch and all, I don't really have that willpower at the moment. For me, it's still not sinking in that this place is not going to be ours anymore and we would have to move out from here. It's still not sinking in. Probably once we start winding up the material and, you know, start, you know, pushing everything out, probably then it'll hit me very hard. Or I don't want to give a thought about starting elsewhere. Like a lot of people after that Insta live that I did was saying that why don't you just move out and start elsewhere. So no, all these things are custom made for this kitchen, you know, this size and all. Now to find a place where these equipments would fit in exactly would be tough, and Mumbai, you know how tough it is anyways to find places. Yeah, another very big reason why I loved this place so much was because Momo. The first thing I would like to show you all, come. I remember when we came here, we were already looking out for a lot of places in and around Lokhandwala, everywhere possible, main roads, by-lanes, everywhere. But something was not, you know, giving me that feel that, okay, this is it. But the moment we came here, like I was passing by this lane, like my real estate agent, he took us this side showing some stuff. I said, okay, wait, I can see something is closed here. And it looked like, from outside, it looked quite spacious and everything. So he said, okay, I'll arrange a meeting with the landlord. So when I'd come to meet the landlord, the first thing that grabbed my attention was Momo. Momo was sitting here and a gentleman was feeding him. So that was like for me a sign. Like I said, yes, this is it, you know. For me to have a cat already in our premises that I would go, this is the sign. Which is why I came in. You won't believe Momo was part of the entire making of this cafe. Like we remember these tiles weren't there. Like there were tiles, but they were those shabby ones that are there on the footpath. So we had to literally, you know, remove those and then put these fresh ones, and Momo would be there. You know, Momo would supervise literally every single thing, and that's when the journey had started. And I don't even like, for me, you know, like to have Momo as a manager, like a lot of people call him a meow nature because every time there would be a table, he would come from, you know, somewhere, like even if he's sleeping, he would come, entertain them, be around the guests, and he just became so popular. He became like the mascot of Earthlings Cafe. Today, when a lot of our regulars, they ask me, what about Momo now? Like, where would he go? So the only thing that even I am totally heartbroken about is the fact that this place will not be his anymore. Like, obviously the place would be, like he was there even before we came in, but now he wouldn't have the liberty of sitting on the chairs, sitting on the tables. I don't even know what is coming up here and what kind of people are going to move in here. I don't know. I tried taking him home. It did not work out. He refused to be indoors. He just kept howling and crying the entire 3 nights that he was there, trying to break open the nets, trying to flee. So it was a very stressful situation for him and for us as well. And I didn't want him to sneak out from my home and go into a territory that would not be his. So I brought him back. I left him here again. Today he is not to be seen for some reason. He'll come. Yeah, maybe after a few weeks, once we move out, I'll keep checking on him. If he is okay, he'll be fine. I've spoken to my neighbors to keep an eye, to keep feeding him. But then if I feel that he is not fine, then I will again give it another try and take him back home. So that is that. You all can keep coming, like my guest, if you all are watching, you all can keep coming and checking on him as well. That is it. That was his spot. Like, you know, this is basically Momo's little bed, which we retained from our the cafe owners that were there before us. They had this and Momo would use it. And I felt like I should not touch that thing because this thing belonged to him. So he would scratch on it, he would sleep, and then his food and water, not to be found right now, he'll come. Since I dropped chocolate, I had gone home to change, and meanwhile this guy came, our mascot, Earthlings Cafe's mascot, manager. What else, Momo? What else are you? So basically this place was not just meant for food. We also would use this for a lot of activism related purpose, like with Animal Save movement. Jointly I was doing reels that could spread awareness. We took a little break in the between, but we've been doing that, and whenever we've been here doing our content related to veganism, this guy would always be around as usual. So yeah, I don't know how and where he's going to find his space now. Let's see. I think, like I said, this video is more than for anybody else. It is for me, so that I can keep going back and looking at, what we had, if ever I, miss and feel emotionally, you know how it is. So this is basically for me, and yeah, if you all liked it, do give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and do consider subscribing to the channel. I know my channel has a lot of varied content, like this is not connected to something else that might come up, but that's my life. My life has a lot of diversions and a lot of things that excite me and I'm passionate about, and I would like to show my life as it is on this channel. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I shall see you very soon in my next one. Until then, stay safe, feel good, and be blessed.